Let's see what's in store for the property market this weekend. And joining me as he does every week in a rather boring suit compared to the ones you normally wear, but it's still very smart, Adrian.
I'll surprise you next week, Erin.
I look forward to maybe a rainbow paddle pop inspired one. Very excited. Welcome, great to have you.
Thanks, Erin.
Tell me first your reaction to the RBA's big announcement, the new governor.
Yeah, well, there was two big announcements early in the week. We had, probably the biggest revolution since the inception of the RBA, which was to reduce the amount of meetings from 11 to 8. So that kicks off in February next year. I think that's a very smart move. And of course, then today with MICHELE Bullock's announcement as the new governor there. So look, let's just hope that she leads a new, fresh vanguard of monetary policy, because despite what you think of Lowe, he did make that prediction in November of 21 that we won't need to even look at interest rates until 2024, and obviously that hasn't been the case.
Was she the right choice, do you think? And the right choice, I guess, if you're looking as a mortgage holder?
I think it's very hard to argue with 4 decades of experience working very, very closely with Philip Lowe, and obviously being a highly distinguished economist. So let's wait and see, but I hope it's very clear, concise and consistent, which has been the opposite of what we've seen in a very manic environment in the last couple of years.
What does it mean New South Wales appointing the inaugural rental commissioner to level the playing field? How does that impact the market?
Yes, so Trina Jones comes very well credentialed, and she's an advocate now for tenants in New South Wales, and tenants make up 30% of New South Wales population. So I think it's a really important appointment from Chris Minns. What we don't want to do though is demonise landlords or investors, because they have provided accommodation in what has been a very low stock environment where builders aren't building as much and governments aren't providing as much housing. And also now what we're seeing in a very short supply market, investors are now looking to sell their properties, and probably what we're finding is half of the new stock coming on board now is from investor stock and landlords cashing in and consolidating on their principal place of residence.
God, it's a hard balance. I don't envy the people that have to try and get it right. Tell me about auction clearance rates last weekend and what's coming up this weekend.
So the week before we saw the pause in the cash rate, clearance rates did drop below that 70%, around that 68% mark. And now that we did see that pause in the cash rate, last week was 74%, and that was quite a good uptick and more consistent with what we've seen during the last few months. And we've got about 1,400 auctions going tomorrow nationally.
What's your prediction?
I think we'll still see 70% or more, definitely.
The listing of the week, the property of the week, what have you chosen this week?
I've chosen Alan Joyce and Shane Lloyd's property in Mossman. It's absolutely stunning. The price got around 20 million. In fact, they only purchased it about a year ago, Erin, for about 19 million. However, they've chose not to move in because the adjoining apartment in their building at the Rocks did come up for sale, and they chose to actually purchase that instead.
Imagine having that and choosing not to live in it.
Exactly.
What a privilege.
Yeah, incredible. So the cool thing about this property is a netted ocean pool right on the harbour. Can you imagine, Erin, you doing your laps in the morning there? What an outstanding opportunity to be able to take that on.
Adrian, how long have you known me?
8 years, I think now.
I struggle walking up the stairs. You know,
I find that hard to believe.
Factually, that I am never ever going to do laps in any type of pool, but I will lay in it with a margarita at some stage.
Okay, let's look towards that.
Brilliant. Thank you so very much, as always.
Pleasure.